Smart Muse is where everything is awesome. Yes, it is, my dear precious. And everyone that will be coming in on the replay and maybe watch these after the show airs because it's coming up. Yes, it is. Well, we are doing the Hedge Night and easily the best of George R. R. Martin. I just have nothing more to say about that. This is his best work, and I think everyone should read it. The Hedge Night, especially, is just so darned good. So, what happened previously? Well, we had Sir Duncan. He defended Tencel, but he knocked a prince off his feet and punched him. He was to lose his feet and his hand. With what hand did he strike him? However, the good Prince Baylor reminded Sir Duncan the Tall, that you can do a trial by combat. We also learned that Prince Aeg, is Aegon, the one that the Meister mentioned to Jon Snow back in the day, the old blind Meister. That was his brother and the king. Spoiler alert, but I mean, I think we all know that. We know who Prince Aegon is. Crap's gonna go down. In any case, gosh, it was so good. Prince Baylor said quietly, "How good a knight are you, truly," because he's talking about trial by combat. And now we get over to Prince Arion, who says a trial of 7. It's like, what? Trial of 7? What the hell is that? Prince Baylor is there, so is Lord Ashford, Prince Maekor, and of course Sir Duncan the Tall. And Daeron Targaryen is there too. Why, Prince Maekor demands, are you afraid to face this Hedge Knight alone and let the gods decide the truth of your accusations? So, I mean, they kind of know Arion's a bit of a jerk, but what can you do? What can you do? Afraid such as this? Don't be absurd, father. My thought is for my beloved brother Daeron has been wronged by this, Sir Duncan as well, and his first claim to his blood. Yeah, right. We know that they all hate each other. A trial of 7 allows both of us to face him. Do me no favors, brother, muttered Daeron Targaryen. The eldest son of Prince Maekor looked even worse than he had when Dunk had encountered him in the inn. He seemed to be sober this time. His red and black doublet unstained by wine, but his eyes were bloodshot and a fine sheen of sweat covered his brow. I am content to cheer you on as you slay the rogue. You are too kind, sweet brother, said Prince Arion, all smiles, but it would be selfish of me to deny you the right to prove the truth of your words. Ooh, yeah. Lots underneath this dialogue, but you know what? It's not lots or straightforward dialogue. It is salty traveling. See, I'm just here to be inappropriate and troll George R. R. Martin. Well, you know, he deserves everything he gets. Everything he gets about A Song of Ice and Fire, about the Winds of Winter, about a lot of what he says on his Not a Blog, his rantings, his ravings, his TDS. However, he is completely right about House of the Dragon. Remember, we were like the only ones saying it. It was ridiculous. Everyone else was sucking up and pretending season 2 was good. But no, we were with George R. R. Martin, so he is definitely right about that. But man, talk about a man that repeats his mistakes. And he is right about the Hedge Knight, or rather, the Hedge Knight is his best work and kind of gives a truth to the lie. Is that? No, that's the other way around. A lie to the truth. I don't know how you say it. When people say that there's like no honor, there's no good characters, it's all nihilism and all that, and you can tell that they have not read his works, not all of his works. They've just maybe seen Game of Thrones TV show. And like I said, I am all for going after George R. R. Martin, but not for things he hasn't done and has not said. Salty Trail C, I remember George R. R. Martin's criticism is accurate. Indeed it is. We saw it. I mean, anyone with 2 eyes could see it. The shills, though, were shilling, and I think the wannabes were wannabeing because they wanted to stick it to Dan and Dave, but yeah. But yeah, talk about honor. Talk about honor. I mean, there are more honorable characters in this than unhonorable or dishonorable. Darren is turning out to be kind of a good guy. But Dunk, in the midst of all this, was lost. Your Grace, my lords, I do not understand. What is this trial of 7? Prince Baelor shifted uncomfortably. It is another form of trial by combat, ancient, seldom invoked. Now we get some exposition and lore. We love lore here at Miss Martin Muses. It came across the narrow sea with the Andals and their 7 gods. In any trial by combat, the accuser and accused are asking the gods to decide the issue between them. The Andals believed that if 7 champions fought on each side, the gods, being thus honored, would be more like to take a hand and see that a just result was achieved. So, 7 gods, 7 champions. Or maybe they simply had a taste for foreplay. I mean, sword play, said Lord Leo Tyrell. Regardless, Sir Arian is within his rights. A trial of 7, it must be. Salty Traveling Sea says, I read the books. You're correct. Indeed, yes. And like I said, you can tell who has and who has not, or pretended to, or is just trying to engagement farm. Again, something has to be based on truth if it's going to be critical. And I think people are truly missing out on a great tale here. Let me see. I must fight 7 men? Then Dunk asked helplessly. Not alone, sir, Prince Makar said impatiently. Don't play the fool, it will not serve. But of course, Dunk is not playing the fool. He is very genuine here, and he does not understand. It must be 7 against 7. You must needs find 6 other knights to fight beside you. 6 knights? They might as well have told him to find 6,000. Poor Dunk, he's like, oh my gosh, he came here not knowing anybody. Why would 6 strangers risk their own lives to defend a hedge knight against 2 royal princelings? Indeed. Your graces, my lord, what if no one will take my part? Makor Targaryen looked down on him coldly. If a cause is just, good men will fight for you. Those words are gonna come back to haunt him. So many double meanings in what we're seeing in the story. If a cause is just, good men will fight for it. If you can find no champion, sir, it will be because you are guilty. Could anything be more plain? Poor Duncan. Will he find 6 champions? Oh my goodness, I don't know. But it's very easy to get to this story because it's only 120 pages or so. Oh my goodness gracious. Dunk had never felt so alone. He heard the portcullis rattle down behind him from the Ashford castle. A soft rain was falling, light as dew on his skin, and yet he shivered at the touch of it. Yeah, there is a meaning of weather in this. We see it happening. We had the falling star, we had all the sunlight, then suddenly we had the clouds. Now we've got rain, and it's shivering, it's cold. Across the river, colored rings haloed the scant pavilions where fires still burned. The night was half gone. Dawn would be on him in a few hours. And with dawn comes death. And it's going to happen right away. It's not like they're going to sit around and talk about it all day. So it also talks about how he had gotten all his sword, his silver back, but his thoughts were bleak. Did they expect him to saddle a horse and flee? That's what he's thinking. It's like, wow, I would run away if I could. But that would be the end of his knighthood, and he would be no more than an outlaw. Until the day some lord took him and struck off his head. Better to die a knight than live like that. Such a great guy. Speaking of symbolism, most of the pavilions were dark. A few candles still burned. Maybe a few lights are out there. A few rays of hope. And some people are having fun in the tents. Dunk is thinking, boy, I'm going to die a virgin. But then he hears a horse. It's Thunder! He turned his steps and ran, and there he was, tied up with Chestnut. Yay, the horses! Outside a round pavilion, lit from within by a vague golden glow. Remember, we're talking about some of the symbolism: lights, candles, glows. On its center pole, the banner hung sodden, but Dunk could still make out the dark curve of the Fossaway apple. It looked like hope. Dang! Yes. Salty traveling sea. I'm an outlaw. Steel horse, all right. I'm wanted, yeah, dead or alive. Bon Jovi was a precursor to George R. R. Martin. Yeah. I, of course, don't want to do any tunes because I have no idea what YouTube will or won't want and will find. But gosh, these horses. So he gets in with Fossway. A trial by combat, Raymond said heavenly. Gods be good, Duncan. That means lances of war, morning stars, battle axes. The swords won't be blunted. Do you understand that? In other words, death. Raymond the Reluctant mocked his cousin Sir Stephen. An apple made of gold and garnets fastened his cloak of yellow wool. These colors are also important. Yes, they are. Let me make sure I have this here. I do indeed. You need not fear, cousin. This is a knightly combat. As you are no knight, your skin is not at risk. Sir Stephen's a douche. Sir Duncan, you have one Fossaway at least, the ripe one. I saw what Arian did to those puppeteers. I am for you. Honor? These people are talking about a prince of the blood, a Targaryen, and they're willing to say, this is wrong. I'm for you. And I, snapped Raymond, I only meant. His cousin cut him off. Who else fights with us, Sir Duncan? Dunk spread his hands hopelessly. I know no one else. But he's talking about people like Dondarrion. He wouldn't even recognize him, wouldn't acknowledge him, pretending he didn't remember him. Actually, it's probably true. And Sir Stephen seemed a little perturbed. Then we need 5 more good men. Fortunately, I have more than 5 friends. Leo Longhorn, Laughing Storm, Lord Carron, Lannisters, Bracken, and the Blackwoods as well. Though you'll never get a Blackwood and Bracken on the same side of a melee. Bracken and the Blackwoods. We remember that from the battle they didn't show properly in the House of the Dragon. So anyways, you may rely on me, Sir Duncan. Cousin, if I do not return before dawn, bring my armor and see that Wrath, that's a cool name for a horse, is saddled, etc. He says something I think he doesn't realize. This will be a day long remembered, I think. When he strode from the tent, he looked almost happy. Not so, Raymond. 5 nights. I loathe to dash your hopes, but if your cousin can bring the men he speaks of, Leo Longthorn, the brood of Bracken, the Laughing Storm, he knows all of them, I have no doubt, but I would be less certain that any of them know him. So maybe Stephen's a little too proud of himself. Stefan sees this as a chance for glory, but it means your life. So we're getting a little bit behind Stefan that is coming from Raymond, and we know Raymond so far as a good dude. And the fact that he mocked him, called him Raymond the Reluctant. Yeah, no thank you. You should find your own men, I'll help. Better you have too many champions than too few. And then there's a noise. What is this noise? "Who goes there?" he demanded. "And guess who comes in? It's Egg! Yay!" And followed by a thin man in a rain-sodden black coat. "Egg, what are you doing here?" "I'm your squire," the boy said. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, come on. How cool is this? I'm sorry, I just can't. I just can't. This is gonna be so cool. Oh my goodness gracious. So in he comes. He's like, "I'm your squire still." "You'll need someone to arm you, sir." I love the way he calls him sir. Even though he's a Targaryen, he's a prince. "Does your lord father know you've left the castle?" "Gods be good, I hope not." And it's Darren Targaryen. "Are you mad coming here? I ought to shove this through your belly." "Probably," Prince Darren admitted. "Though I'd sooner you poured me a cup of wine. Look at my hands." And he's all shaking because he's going through withdrawal. He is an alcoholic. Oh boy. "I don't care about your hands." Duncan's all mad. "You lied about me. I had to say something when my father demanded to know where my little brother had gotten to." He seated himself. He was ignoring Dunk and his knife. Yeah, Dunk is mad. He's got a knife out and everything, and the guy just doesn't care. "Truth be told, I haven't even realized Egg was gone." And then Egg's like coming in. He's like, "Sir, my father's going to join the 7 accusers. I begged him not to, but he wouldn't listen. He says it's the only way to redeem Arian's honor and Darren's." Yeah, Aaron put them in a really, really bad position, and it makes sense that Makar had to do so, though maybe he didn't like it from what Egg is saying. "Not that I ever asked to have my honor redeemed," said Prince Darren sourly. "Whoever has it can keep it. Still, here we are. For what it's worth, Sir Duncan, you have little to fear from me. The only thing I like less than horses are swords. I'll do my best to look gallant in the first charge, but after that, well, perhaps you could strike me a nice blow to the side of the helm, make it ring, but not too loud, if you take my meaning." None of he says, like, "My brothers have my measure when it comes to fighting and dancing and thinking and reading books. The Meister, that we know, and none of them is half my equal at lying insensible in the mud. But rather, none of them is half my equal. Good times." Dunk could only stare at him and wonder whether the princeling was trying to play him for a fool. "Why did you come?" "To warn you of what you face. My father has commanded the King's Guard to fight with him." And then it's like, "Oh, crap." "King's Guard," said Dunk, appalled. Yes, we are appalled. "Think the gods Uncle Baylor left the other 4 at King's Landing, 'cause so it's only gonna have to face 3, but oh my gosh, 3. So who are these 3? Sir Roland Crakehall, Sir Donald of Duckensdale, and Sir William Wild. Now remember, these guys were very friendly to Duncan earlier, so yeah, they have to fight because they're part of the King's Guard." And Darren's saying, yeah, they had small choice in the matter. "They are sworn to protect the lives of the king and royal family. And my brothers and I are blood of the dragon. Gods help us." Yeah, there is more behind Darren. We're going to see this here in a second. That makes 6. Who's the 7th man? "Arian will find someone if need be. He will buy a champion." "Who do you have?" Egg asked. "Raymond's cousin, Sir Stephen." Darren winced. "Only one?" "Sir Stephen has gone to some of his friends." "I can bring people," said Egg. "Knights, I can." "Yes, you can, because you're awesome, Egg." Oh, dear. "Duckensdale, home of Sir Daffy and Sir Donald." Yeah, good one. Yeah, so this kid, I can just imagine him going around bringing the knight and being a prince. People have to listen to him, and he's He's really going to bat for Duncan. He's a good kid. Egg, said Dunk, I will be fighting your own brothers. You won't hurt Darren, though. He told you he'd fall down an Arian. I remember when I was little. Oh, see, this is scary. And he describes how he would come in with a knife and kind of threaten to make him a brother into a sister, if you catch my meaning. Then he could marry me. Now, let's make a stop here. We know the theory, the hints that Egg is Varys. So we've already seen him described like Varys, like an egg, head like an egg, head like an egg, and now that he was threatened to be made a eunuch by his brother. Perhaps another hint there. But yeah, yuck. And then check this out. This is not cool. He threw my cat in the well too. Okay. So we have Psycho confirmed. He hurts animals. So he is a jerk. He always lies. Prince Darren gave a weary shrug. Egg has the truth of it. Arian's quite the monster. And this is a grown-up guy saying what he is. He's not just a bad guy, he's a monster. He thinks he's a dragon in human form. That's why he was so wroth at that puppet show. A pity he wasn't born a Fossaway, then he'd think himself an apple, and we'd all be a good deal safer. But there you are. Good stuff. Oh boy. I must steal back to the castle before my father wonders why I'm taking so long to sharpen my sword. But before I go, I'd like a private word, Sir Duncan. Ooh, he wants a private word. So he sheathes his dagger. As you wish, your grace. So now Duncan is having more respect for him, and he's calling him your grace. I need to get my shield, too. Egg and I will look for knights, promised Raymond. So off they go, and the Prince Darren says to Dunk, I dreamed of you. You said that at the inn. Did I? Well, it's so. My dreams are not like yours, Sir Duncan. Mine are true. They frighten me. You frighten me. I dreamed of you and a dead dragon, you see, a great beast, huge, with wings so large they could cover this meadow. It had fallen on top of you, but you were alive, and the dragon was dead. Remember, I told you that he's a dreamer, that it is more than what we thought when he was saying, stay away from me. It wasn't a drunken stupor. It was truly, truly true. They frighten me. His dreams frighten me. And then he's like, you frighten me. So sometimes when we have these Targaryens that kind of went crazy, or as we see in his case, was a drunk, these dreams drove him mad. Maybe he is a little more like a Darren the Daring. Did I kill it? That's Dunk asking it. That I could not say, but you were there, and so was the dragon. Lore. We were the masters of dragons once, we Targaryens. Now they are all gone. But we remain. I don't care to die today. The gods alone know why, but I don't. So do me a kindness, if you would, and make certain it is my brother Arian you slay. He's telling him to kill his own brother. What did he say earlier? He's a monster. I don't care to die either, said Dunk. Well, I shan't kill you, sir. I'll withdraw my accusation as well, but it won't serve unless Arian withdraws his. He sighs. He's a good guy and a man of honor, too. Isn't this a surprise? We thought he was just a drunk. It may be that I've killed you with my lie. If so, I am sorry. He apologizes. Apologizes to this Hedge Knight, a prince of the blood. I'm doomed to some hell, I know, likely one without wine. He shuddered, and on that they parted there in the cool, soft rain. Things are cold. Oh my gosh. One after one. Aren't they surprises? This is such a short book. So, how are things looking out in this festive Ren Fair thing we were in? Well, the merchants had drawn up their wagons on the western verge of the meadow beneath a strand of birch and ash. Dunk stood under the trees and looked helplessly at the empty place, empty in more way than one, where the puppeteer's wagon had gone. I would flee as well if I were not thick as a castle wall. He wondered what he would do for a shield now. And then all of a sudden, there is a voice. A voice comes. Sir Duncan. A voice called out of the dark. Out of the darkness, there is hope. Hope is arriving. And he's holding an iron lantern. It's steely paint. If you are come for your shield, she left it with me. Yay! 2 hands and 2 feet, I count. So it's to be trial by combat, is it? A trial of 7. How did you know? And it's like, well, of course, how do they know? They all know. Well, they might have kissed you and made you a lord, but it didn't seem likely. And if it went the other way, you'd be short some parts. And he's telling him, go follow him. And they're going into his tent and got the lantern on a hook. And a hinge board dropped down from one wall to make a table. Isn't that cool? All right, maybe it's not a tent. Maybe it's permanent. I don't know. I need to look at the details. I don't think that's important. Where'd she go? They make for Dorne. Yeah, get out of there. Well gone is well forgot. Stay and be seen and be like the dragon remembered. Besides, he did not think she ought to see you die. And he comes out with a new shield. I made you a new one twice as thick and put some bands across the back. It will be heavier now, but stronger too. The girl did the paint. Oh my gosh. It's like, darn it, the sound went out. I don't know how long it was. Shoot. Well, to make a long story short, in case I don't know how long it was, I need to keep my eyeballs open on it. In case this happens with my microphone. I hate it when that happens. Let me see if I can check this here. Audio. Yeah, it's still not working. Did it get knocked out? Did my cat mess it up? He usually does. Okay, we have comment 10 seconds, I mean. I'm back 20 seconds. Okay, so not a lot. So, anyways, this great moment where he's like, I made you a new shield, twice as thick. The girl did the paint. And as Duncan's saying, she made a better job of it than he could ever have hoped for. By lantern light, the sunset colors were rich and bright in the parallel. Almost a paradox. Sunset and rich and bright. The tree, tall and strong and noble. There is nothing like a sigil. There is nothing like a shield. The falling star was a bright slash of paint across the oaken sky. So it's fallen, but it's bright. Yet now that Dunk held it in his hands, it seemed all wrong. The star was falling. What sort of a sigil was that? Well, falling stars have a symbol, especially in Martin's things in the sky. Would he fall just as fast? And sunset heralds night. Indeed, but it also heralds brightness. I should have stayed with the chalice. It had wings at least to fly away. Sir Arlen said the cup was full of faith and fellowship and good things. This shield is all painted up like death. The elm's alive, Pate pointed out. See how green the leaves are. Summer leaves, for certain. Gosh darn it, yeah. So see, falling stars, dark light, but the brightness is stronger. And we know that the elm tree was tall, strong, and noble. And he's like, the elm's alive and green. It's summer. Dream of spring, a dream of summer. Finish the books, George. And I've seen shields blazing with skulls and wolves and ravens, even hanged men and bloody heads. They served well enough, and so will this. You know the old shield rhyme? Oak and iron guard me well, or else I'm dead and doomed to hell, Dunk finished. Keep that one in mind, everybody. The old man had taught him to it. How much do you want for it? From you, a copper. See, he's not going to charge him money. Okay, thank you, Salty. Thank you for having my back here. I will do better to make sure that doesn't happen. My cat jumped off of my lap and probably did something. Eh, He runs the house. What can I say? But he won't charge him money. Gosh darn it. I can imagine like awesome music in this. Again, he has like, I have your shield, and it's so beautiful and it has all this. All right. So the rain had all but stopped. Ooh, the rain has stopped as the first wan light suffused the eastern sky. So maybe a little bit of light. Lord Ashford's men had removed the barriers, and the tourney field was one great morass of gray brown mud and torn grass. Yeah, what was beautiful and bright is now brown mud and torn grass. Dishonorable things have happened. Tendrils of fog were writhing along the ground like pale white snakes. Snakes. Dunk made his back toward the list. Steely Pate walked with him. The viewing stand had already begun to fill, the lords and ladies clutching their cloaks tight about them against the morning chill. It's morning, but it's chilly. And Salty Traveling Sea says, oh, here we go. It was a near catastrophe, but not truly catastrophic. Thank you for that. Ah, boy. So many come to see me die. Yeah, there's hundreds of them are already along the fence, the small folk. Dunk is all feeling bitter, but he wronged them. A few steps further on, a woman called out, good fortune to you. An old man stepped up to take his hand. May the gods give you strength, sir. They're calling him by his knight name. Then a begging brother in a tattered brown robe said a blessing on his sword. Yeah, the brown in real life, brown, that's the Franciscans, and of course, they are the begging brothers of friars. Kind of throws that in there. A maid kissed his cheek. They're for me. Why? He asked Pate. What am I to them? A knight who remembered his vows. Dude, it's right there. That is who he is. This is a story of honor. Inspiring. Good stuff. They found Raymond outside the Challenger's paddock, waiting with his cousin's horse and Dunk's Thunder. Yay, we love Thunder. And he's now a bit restless. Why? Because Thunder is wearing a crinnet camphron and blanket of heavy mail. Pate inspected it and said, yeah, this is great. This is good stuff. Even though someone else had forged it. Wherever the armor had come from, Dunk was grateful. Yeah, people are like donating them. People are kissing him. They're blessing him. What am I to them, a knight who remembered his vows? People are ready to get behind honor. And there are more honorable people among a hedge knight, a humble hedge knight like Duncan, but there are also honorable men amongst the nobility and even among the Targaryens, the prince of the blood. They know right from wrong. So Dunk is now looking at the others. The one-eyed man with the salt and pepper beard, the young knight in the striped yellow and black surcoat with the beehives on his shield. Robin Riesling and Humphrey Beesbury, he thought in astonishment, and Sir Humphrey Harding as well? Harding was mounted on Irian's red charger. Yeah, because he got it because he won. Now bordered in his red and white diamonds. He went to them. Sirs, I am in your debt. The debt is Irian, said Sir Humphrey. Sir Humphrey Harding replied, and we mean to collect it. They don't like him. We know he's a super douche. But man, they're willing to do so like this for a hedge knight? I heard your leg was broken. You heard the truth. I cannot walk, but so long as I sit a horse, I can fight. Dude, Sir Harding, you are the man. Raymond took Dunk aside. I hope Harding would want another chance at Arion. And he did. As it happens, the other Humphrey is his brother by marriage. Egg is responsible for Sir Robin. Yay, Egg! We love Egg here. And Miss Martin muses. So you are 5. Gosh darn, I love Egg. 6, said Duncan Wonder, pointing. A knight was entering the paddock, his squire leading his charger behind him. The Laughing Storm, a head taller than Sir Raymond, and almost of a height with Dunk. This is a big guy. Sir Lionel wore a cloth of gold surcoat bearing the crown stag of House Baratheon. You see, not all Baratheons suck. You see, there's good amongst them. He carried his antlered helm under his arm. These helms, these symbols, these houses are things of honor in this story. Sir Lionel, I cannot thank you enough for coming, nor Sir Stephen for bringing you. Sir Stephen? Sir Lionel gave him a puzzled look. It was your squire who came to me, the boy Aegon. I mean, Aegon went to the Laughing Storm, for crying out loud. I mean, what a kid. Oh my gosh, what a kid. 2 thumbs up for Egg. Went to House Baratheon, a Targaryen. Sir Lionel, oh wait, I cannot thank you enough for coming. Dunk is reaching for his hand. Nor Sir Stephen. Oh wait, I already said that. Sorry. My own lad tried to chase him off, but he slipped between his legs and turned a flagon of wine over my head. Yeah, I can see him like just knocking things over. Because at the end of the day, Egg is an 8-year-old kid. Like an 8-year-old boy would be. He laughed because he's the Laughing Storm. There has not been a trial of 7 for more than 100 years. Do you know that? I was not about to miss a chance to fight the Kingsguard Knight and tweak Prince Makar's nose in the bargain. Ha ha. Yeah, they're getting something out of it. 6, said Dunk hopefully to Raymond Fossaway and Sir Lionel, as Sir Lionel joined the others. Your cousin will bring the last, surely. Oh, yeah, we're about ready to get a little bit of a surprise here. A roar went up from the crowd. At the north end of the meadow, a column of knights came trotting out of the river mist. Yes, a column of knights trotting out of the river mist. Again, the symbolism. Well, look who it is. It is Snortopoopas Kubur. We love our animals here at Miss Martin Muses. Hello. Hello. Yes, the knights are all coming out. We are seeing honor. We are seeing sigils. We're seeing roars of the crowd. But there's a mist. They're coming out of the mist. The 3 Kingsguard came first, like ghosts in their gleaming white enamel armor, long white cloaks trailing behind them. Like ghosts, he says. Even their shields were white, blank and clean, as a field of new fallen snow. More weather imagery. Ghosts, snow, white snakes, mist. Behind rode Prince Makar and his sons. Arian the douche was mounted on a dapple gray, orange, and red, flickering through the slashes on the horse's oh my gosh, caparison. I don't know anything about that. And his brother's destroyer was a smaller bay, armored in overlapping black and gold scales. Yes, the colors. A green plume trailed from Darren's helm. A green silk plume. It was their father who made the most fearsome appearance, however. Black curved dragon teeth ran across his shoulders, along the crest of his helm, and down his back, and the huge spiked mace strapped to his saddle was as deadly looking as a weapon as Dunk had ever seen. That's scary. Holy crud. 6, Raymond exclaimed suddenly. They are only 6. 3 black knights and 3 white. Now we're thinking chess imagery. Was it possible Arian had not been able to find a 7th man? Would 6 against 6? Egg slipped up beside him as he was trying to puzzle it out. Sir, it's time you donned your armor. Oh my gosh. And yes, I will repeat myself till the cows come home. I love Egg. I love Egg. He is awesome. Thank you, Squire. If you would be so good. Oh my gosh. So triumphant. If they do this right in the show, oh my gosh. Steely Pate lent the lad a hand, and I don't know what these things are. Halberk and Gorget, Greaves and Gauntlet, Coif and Codpiece. They turned him into steel. Whew, checking each buckle and each clasp thrice. So now Duncan, the knight, has been turned into steel. Sir Lionel sat sharpening his sword while the Humphreys talked quietly. Sir Robin prayed. Yeah, I was about to say I'd pray too. And Raymond Fossaway paced back and forth, wondering where his cousin had got to. Dunk was fully armored by the time Sir Stephen finally appeared. Raymond, my mail, if you please, because Raymond is his squire. Sir Stephen, said Dunk, what of your friends? We need another knight to make our 7. You need 2, I fear. And when I'm reading this, I'm like, what? Sir Stephen is about ready to show himself treacherous. My lord, 2? I see 5 here. Beesbury, Riesling, Harding, Baratheon, and yourself. And you're the 6th. I am the 7th, said Sir Stephen, smiling. But for the other side. So he has gone full douche canoe. I fight with Prince Arian. Raymond's like, no. Yes, Sir Stephen shrugged. Sir Duncan understands, I am sure. I have a duty to my prince. You told him to rely on you. Raymond had gone pale. Did I? No doubt I was sincere at the time. Bring me my horse. Get him yourself, said Raymond angrily. If you think I wish any part of this, you're as thick as vile. I'm sorry, you're as thick as you are vile. So now he is vile. These people are saying these things to their knights. This is a squire saying it to his knight. Vile, guard your tongue, Raymond. We're both apples from the same tree. And you are my squire, or have you forgotten your vows? No. Have you forgotten yours? You swore to be a knight. I shall be more than a knight before this day is done. Lord Fossaway, I like the sound of that. This opportunist jerk. Oh, boy. And smiling, he pulls on his other gauntlet and off he goes, being, Sir Douche. And Dunk is like, his hands are coiled into fists, but his throat felt too raw for speech. Knight me. Raymond put a hand on Dunk's shoulder and turned him. I will take my cousin's place. Sir Duncan, knight me. He went to one knee. Frowning, Dunk moved a hand to the hilt of his longsword, then hesitated. Raymond, I should not. You must. Without me, you are only 5. Well, that's the truth of it, said Sir Lionel Baratheon. Do it, Sir Duncan. Any knight can make a knight. Now, there's a reason Dunk is a little bit hesitant, we know. Do you doubt my courage? Raymond asked. No, not that, but a fanfare of trumpets cut the misty morning air. Misty morning. Egg came running up to him. Sir, Lord Ashford summons you. So saved by the trumpet blast. The laughing storm gave an impatient shake of the head. Go to him, Sir Duncan. I'll give Squire Raymond his knighthood. He slid his short sword out of his sheath and shouldered Dunk aside. It just kind of knocks him aside. I love it. Listen to this. Raymond of House Fossaway, he began solemnly, touching the blade to the squire's right shoulder. In the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave. The sword moved from his right shoulder to his left. In the name of the father, I charge you to be just. Back to the right. In the name of the mother, I charge you to defend the young and innocent. The left. In the name of the maiden, I charge you to protect all women. Remember, they're like, do you remember your vows? Protect all women. Dunk left them there, feeling as relieved as he was guilty. We're still one short. Where will I find another man? So off he goes over to where Lord Ashford is, and Prince Arion is there as well. Sir Duncan, it would seem you have only 5 champions. 6, said Dunk. Sir Lionel is knighting Raymond Fossaway. We will fight you 6 against 7. But unfortunately, that's like against the rules. And if he can't find another one, it turns out that he will have to forfeit and he will be guilty. Guilty of losing a tooth, and for that I must die. My lord, I beg a moment. You have it. Yeah, Lord Ashford's kind of on his side too. So Dunk goes out along the fence. My lords, he called to them, do none of you remember Sir Arlen of Pennytree? Well, probably not. I was his squire. We served many of you, he calls out to Dondarrion. Sir Arlen took a wound in your lord father's service. But people are like ignoring him or not meeting his eyes. No one wants to join. Lord Lannister, Sir Arlen unhorsed you once in tourney. The grey lion examined his gloved hand, refusing to raise his eyes. He was a good man and taught me how to be a knight. Not only sword and lance, but honor. A knight defends the innocent, he said. That's all I did. I need one more knight to fight beside me. One, that's all. And he's calling out to, Karen and Lord Swan. And Lord Swan laughed softly. Oh, douche. As Lord Karen whispered in his ear. Again, not everyone's perfect. We've got some realistic stuff here. Dunk reined up before Sir Otho Bracken. Sir Otho, I'll know you for a great champion. Join us, I beg you, in the names of the old gods and the new. My cause is just. And indeed, it is just. He was the one who protected the woman that we just saw. That is one of the vows. And I think that it is not a coincidence, of course, that Martin had Dunk move away so he didn't hear the rest of it, but it ended. The last part we saw was to protect all women and all women. We know many do not live up to their vows, but they should. This is going for the ideal and showing you that the ideal is something to be sought. It is something that is honorable. It is something you can take and you can grasp, even in the face of death. My cause is just. That may be, said the brute of Bracken, who at least had the grace to reply, but it is your cause, not mine. I know you not, boy. Heartsick, Dunk wheeled thunder and raced back and forth before the tears of pale, cold man. Despair made him shout, Are there no true knights among you? Only silence answered. Are there no true knights among you? Prince Arion laughed. The dragon is not mocked, he called out. Then came a voice. I will take Sir Duncan's side. A black stallion emerged out of the river mists, a black knight on his back. Dunk saw the dragon shield and the red enamel crest upon his helm with its 3 roaring heads. The young prince, gods be good, is it truly him? Lord Ashford made the same mistake. Prince Valar? No. The black knight lifted the visor of his helm. I did not think to enter the lists at Ashford, my lord, so I brought no armor. My son was good enough to lend me his. Prince Baelor smiled almost sadly. It is Prince Baelor who is coming, the crown prince, the next king of Westeros and the Andals and all of that other stuff. Holy crud! There is a true knight among you, and he's the heir to the Iron Throne. Everyone cheers, the music swells. The accusers were thrown into confusion. Prince Makor spurred his mount forward. Brother, have you taken leave of your sentence? This man attacked my son. This man protected the weak as every true knight must, replied Prince Baelor. Let the gods determine if he was right or wrong. 10 out of 10. This book is a 10 out of 10. No, I take that back. It is a 20 out of 10. Oh my gosh. So Dunk brought Thunder up beside him, and the other defenders gathered round them. Robin Riesling and Sir Lionel the Humphreys. Good men all, but are they good enough? Where's Raymond? Sir Raymond, if you please. And everybody cheers. No, I added that. Everyone cheers. He cantered up, a grim smile lighting his face beneath his plumed helm. Or plumed, I don't know. My pardon, sir. I needed to make a small change to my sigil. Oh my gosh. Lest I be mistaken for my dishonorable cousin. He showed them all his shield. The polished golden apple field remained the same, and the Fossaway apple. But this apple was green instead of red. Spring, summer, like the green that's on Sir Duncan's shield. Son of a biatch. Sir Lionel laughed, and Duncan grinned despite himself. Oh, because he made a joke about better green than wormy. I fear I'm still not ripe. Yeah, because he's young. Oh, what a guy. Meanwhile, the Septon, Lord Ashford Septon came out and was leading everyone in prayer. It's like, yeah, man, someone's going to die. All right. Salty Traveling Sea says, Miss Martin is what NPR PBS was intended to be. No joke. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, like I said, good stuff is good. Dag nabbit, it's good. And my cat just sat on my book. I gotta move the book because it's easier than moving the cat. No, I do thank you for that. Whew. Attend me, all of you, Baelor said quietly. It's like, hell yeah, he knows what he's doing. The accusers will be armed with heavy war lances for the first charge, lances of ash, 8 feet long, banded against splitting and tipped with a steel point sharp enough to drive through plate with the weight of a war horse behind it. I would be crying and running away. Well, see, that's why I'm a woman. You see, if I'd have lived in this world, I would have been one of those silent sisters. I wouldn't have even been a septa. I would have been a nun. I would have been a nun if I lived in the Middle Ages. Oh my gosh, Benedict, did you get that on you? Okay. All right. Salty Traveling Sea says, so George R. Martin was a catastrophe. Damn. Well said. Well said. Yes. Bring on the puns. I mean, my cat's a big cat. And he's a mommy's girl. I'm sorry, he's a mommy's boy. Gosh, steel point sharp. We shall use the same, Sir Humphrey Beesbury said. And behind him, the Septon was calling on the 7 to look down and judge this dispute and grant victory to the men whose cause was just. No, Baylor said. We will arm ourselves with tourney lances instead. Tourney lances? What does he mean? Tourney lances are made to break. They are also made 12 feet long. If our points strike home, theirs cannot touch us. Aim for helm or chest. In a tourney, it is a gallant thing to break your lance against the foe's shield, but here it may well mean death. If we can unhorse them and keep our saddles, the advantage is ours, especially for the dude whose leg is broken. If Sir Duncan is killed, it is considered that the gods have judged him guilty and the contest is over. Telling us the rules here. If both his accusers are slain or withdraw their accusations, the same is true. Elsewise, all 7 of one side or the other must perish or yield for the trial to end. Prince Darren will not fight, Dunk said. Not well, anyway, left Sir Lionel. Against that, we have 3 of the white swords to contend with. Baylor took that calmly. My brother erred when he demanded that the Kingsguard fight for his son. Their oath forbids them to harm a prince of the blood. Fortunately, I am such. Yes! So 3 of them, they cannot harm him. I mean, and he's the crown prince, for crying out loud. Keep the others off me long enough, and I shall deal with the King's Guard. My prince, is that chivalrous? Asked Sir Lionel Baratheon as the Septon was finishing his invocation. The gods will let us know, said Baylor Breakspear. So we know we're about to have a fight. A deep, expectant silence had fallen across Ashford Meadow. 80 yards away, Arian's gray stallion trumpeted with impatience and pawed the muddy ground. Thunder was still by comparison. He was an older horse, veteran of half 100 fights, and he knew what was expected of him. And then comes Egg. Egg handed Dunk up his shield. May the gods be with you, sir, the boy said. The sight of his elm tree and shooting star gave him heart. Yeah, the last time we talked about it, it was a falling star. Now it's a shooting star. Dunk slid his left arm through the strap and tightened his fingers around the grip. Oak and iron guard me well, or else I'm dead and doomed to hell. Steely Pate brought his lance to him, but Egg insisted it must be he who put it into Dunk's hand. Gosh, darn it. To either side, his companions took up their own lances and spread out in a long line. Prince Baylor to his right and Sir Lionel to his left, but the narrow eye slit of the great helm limited Dunk's vision to what was directly ahead of him. Yeah. There's a reason for that. They have those visors and things, and I'm terrible with armor, so I'll let all of you who know more about armor to advise me. The viewing stand was gone, likewise the small folk. There was only the muddy field, the pale, blowing mist, the river, town, and castle, and the princeling on his gray charger with flames on his helm and a dragon on his shield. Oh, the anticipation. Dunk watched Arian Squire hand him a war lance, 8 feet long and black as night. He will put that through my heart if he can. A horn sounded. Dun, dun, dun! That is where we end. We end on the biggest cliffhanger on the planet. The trumpet is sounding and we're having the big battle. Oh gosh. So I think I will be able to get this done before the end of things, rather before the show comes on. So yay. Hell, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, we shall see. But my goodness gracious, what a chapter. Prince Baylor the Breakspear, you are the man. Baylor Breakspear. Dunk, you're the man. Egg, you are the MVP. MVP, I tell you. 20 out of 10, 30 out of 10. Good stuff. Good stuff right here and there. Oof. So, with that, I have some things I need to do. I'm having my heart monitor on. Gosh, wouldn't this be crazy? They're like, well, everything was pretty chill until about 11, 12 o'clock, and your heart went crazy. I don't think so. But yeah, I gotta turn it into the cardiologist. It is a precaution. These things are all precautions, and they want to make sure to rule out any issues with my heart, so we'll see. Oh my gosh, we have a super sticker. We have a super sticker, $1.49. It is a rose. Oh my gosh, it is a rose. Thank you so much, Salty Traveling Sea. And for that, you get the special rose that you made for me. If I can find it. Yeah. If I can get my watch hours, I can use the Catholic explaining one. Thank you so much. All righty. And Salty Traveling Sea says, thank you for the awesome breakfast stream. Oh, well, thank you for being here. And thank you, everyone that's going to be watching it on the replay. And thank you, everyone that maybe will be watching as I do the reviews of the TV show. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I know they're doing the first one right, but we don't know about the second season. But I'm at the point in my life where I can mentally block it out, like the same way I've mentally blocked out Disney Star Wars. The EU is the truth. If any douchebags want to do anything else, well, that's their problem. Same thing with House of the Dragon. Same thing with Game of Thrones. And George Martin finished A Song of Ice and Fire, because otherwise you will be known to suck, and people will not love this book as much as I do. But I can read this book in isolation as well. This could be easily a one shot, as we're going to see at the end. But thank you. Thank you for being awesome too, Salty Traveling Sea, and we'll stay in touch. Like I said, let me know. I don't know. You would probably know if the other gang that we were doing from Song of Ice and Fire, or rather the House of the Dragon, are doing it. Or maybe I could just do it anyways. But I don't want to string opposite people. So in any case, we'll work it out. Just stay tuned. And again, I can't completely promise, because goodness knows what's going on in my world, but definitely I am planning to do a review, a live stream. And, maybe if I do it, I'll do it after other people's. I don't know. I'm rambling now because my cat's attacking me. But in any case, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Snortapoopus Kruber. Thank you, everyone that has been lurking. I'll watch the show. I'll ask the guys. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I could ask him, but yeah, I'm assuming you're in a group with them, and that would be easier. But either way, yeah. So we'll see. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to just read this book. It's so good. It's so good. And be a man of honor. And when I say man, I have no problem with saying man, because I'm not stupid. I know that often when they say that, they do mean woman too. All right. Man and woman of honor. I shouldn't say that. Man, be a man of honor, be a knight, keep your vows.